Alright everybody, welcome! Yeah, I'm excited. Alright, so this is the game that I was alluding to would be the penultimate playthrough, like a full LP that I'd be doing at the end of Halloween, for Halloween. So it's officially uh, basically half an hour from being Halloween right now. I'm playing this like 11:30 in South Korea, so for the rest of y'all, it doesn't make a difference because of when this will come up, but the rest of y'all in the States who are watching this, it's like your morning, on the 30th. Regardless, I've been following this game for like a year, and I've been pretty excited about it. Um, haven't really had the best luck with Lovecraft games. For starters, I'm a huge Lovecraft fan. Got him to him in like middle school. I'm not putting him on the pedestal as like the greatest, writer in American history in the world or anything like that, but his stories really stuck with me as far as the type of horror he wrote about and how far ahead of his time he was then in the 19 teens and 20s. But all that aside, the Cthulhu mythos has blown up over the past decade. It's everywhere, and it's in the public domain, so anybody can like add to the mythos, write stories about it. It's pretty sweet. But I've already seen some of the previews for this game, the reviews and whatnot, coming out with some negative to say about it, about pacing and things like that. I'm going to hold all that aside. I'm going to let my own experience color that opinion, my own opinion rather, and I'm just going to say fuck all them folks, all them potentially pretentious people who have super high expectations. Those people probably aren't me, you know what I'm saying? As far as the last Cthulhu or Lovecraft game that I played was the Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth game that came out in the early 2000s for the Xbox and PC. That game had problems, but I still enjoyed it. And like that thing had like game-breaking bugs and glitches. But regardless, let me move on because there's a long loading time and I can talk during that. Let's go ahead and enter some fucking madness right now. Boom. Okay. I've already play tested this a little bit. I'm playing it on mostly high settings, not ultra epic or whatever they like to call it. My computer isn't amazing, but it can so far handle this. It's not the most gorgeous game I've ever seen. I think they optimized it so that anybody can, with like the lowest brow gaming computer can play it. Slash, it can be put on the consoles without a huge difference and huge change. And that's fine. I admire that. Let's get into this. Okay, so Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly or risk losing his license. This is a pretty common trope for Lovecraft stories, whether it be an investigator or a journalist. And that loading time was way faster than it was a few minutes ago when I tested it. That's okay. My long tirade, basically what I'm getting at is I'm excited about this game. I'm not expecting it to be the greatest thing ever, but I'm excited about it. Anything that's like official, that comes out based on Lovecraft and his work, I get excited about. That being said, let's get in there. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who in his callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. H.P. Lovecraft. It's a good quote. I expected a quote. Ah! Gross. Oh, he doesn't like it. Yucky pooies. Ah! I gotta tell you, that's one of my greatest fears. If I'm on land and I turn around, there's a shark in my face. It's pretty much the worst thing. Okay. We in there now. Alright. So as you can see, looks pretty good on high settings, but not the most gorgeous game. Can I take this? No. Yeah. Moves pretty smoothly. I'm playing this with a gamepad. Like I've said in previous playthroughs of other games, I'm a console guy. So for the most part, I'll use a controller when I can, especially since you can use legit controllers on PCs now, whereas before, back in the day, you had to buy those gimpy ass With gimpy ass controllers that barely worked. I'm playing this on an Xbox One controller, which is a great controller. I'm not an Xbox guy at all. But this is a superb controller. Okay, it's gonna be the same thing if I touch it again. Move on through tutorial area. Must light up some items in order to interact with them. Got it. Oh, that's a wonderful creepy cave here. I'll just grab that. Okay. And investigate this a little further. It's down here. What? Whoa, it's vibrating. That's a cool effect. It's like the waves caused by the big old fishy man, or whatever that was making the little dock shake. Wonder if that symbol on these boxes is going to be in any way important later. Ah! I'll ward away things with my lantern. Oh yeah. Alright, break open these chains. Bolt cutter. Oh, that's abrupt. So it's the pause menu. Do I have an inventory? Well, okay, I guess not. Or at least it hasn't tutorialized me to be able to have one yet. Okay. That's one of two busted open. Ugh. I have no idea who that's supposed to be. Possibly Cthulhu? Really not from the side? That's dumb. That's fine. I don't need to go over there and break that open. So the developers, in their little interviews and whatnot, have been very teasy about whether or not Cthulhu will make an appearance in this game, because he never did in Dark Corners of the Earth.
What a putrid offering.
The big bad at the end of Dark Corners of the Earth, I believe, was Dagon, who was a giant fish monster man. One of the old gods, but not Cthulhu level. Not Cthulhu tier. You know, senior management, so to speak. So the fact this game is called...
You have been chosen.
Generally when a game tells you to run, you know, it's like shit's gonna happen soon. Oh, have you noticed the music? It's like... seems kind of dreamlike. Like it's a radio or something playing in the distance. And it's kind of coming through the ether. Anyway, what I was saying was the art for the game shows... Hell, the main menu for the game shows Cthulhu and shows a person witnessing Cthulhu. So, who's to say? We'll find out. Whoever who's watching this might already know. I mean, you might have already watched other people play the game, etc. I haven't. I've avoided all spoilers when possible. So, I know it's a short game. And that's okay, because there are multiple endings because of the RPG elements of the game. Anyway, let's just get rolling. You didn't come to hear me talk.
Behold. Everything has already been written.
Weird.
But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
Oh, he doesn't care.
I hate whiskey.
Alright, my 1920s office. And then there's the radio we heard. Playing in the background there. Oh, look at all this shit to investigate. Holy crap. Alright. What we got here?
I used to be an avid reader. I used to be an avid reader.
Oh, okay. California, Alaska. I used to be an avid reader. Then I took an arrow to the knee. I think it's been long enough to be able to say that without getting
Wentworth
murdered.
Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
Burn.
I have business here to attend to. Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
The husband never understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had been closed. For Mr. Pierce. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess that was important enough to take for my journey. Red Sox beat? Question mark. Oh, it's Babe Ruth.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case, but when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you. So this is right in the middle of Prohibition times. As, you know, January 16, 1919, momentous day in world's history. Yeah, America became less free.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
Whiskey, etc. Bastin. Click at the thing.
I should get rid of all this stuff.
Yeah, all this evidence. Fuck it. Don't want that shit. Doop 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 little dance. What we got here?
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Oh, okay. Alright, 20 October 1924, Pierce Investigation Agency. The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy, quote unquote, to keep my memories at bay. But know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings, I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? What nameless YouTuber is calling you? Okay. Oh, this must be my skill tree. I already have stuff in here. That's weird. That's weird. Like, these already have things in them. Like, skill points already allocated. Oh, man. Alright. Eloquence. Represents your ability to influence those you talk to by your power of speech. Improving this skill increases your chance of convincing or manipulating during discussions. Strength represents your ability to call on your physical power. Improving this skill increases your chances of forcing doors or mechanisms or of using violence, physical or verbal, during interactive discussions. Verbal violence. Medicine represents your medical knowledge. Improving this skill increases your chance of determining the dosage of a drug, of making a diagnosis, or of expressing your understanding of a medical problem. Yeah, because, you know, detectives, they're pretty much considered medical experts, especially the more they use the thing. The medicine and occult skills can only be improved by objects discovered in the environment. Occultism represents your knowledge of the occult sciences. Improving this skill increases your chances of determining the use and origin of occult artifacts and of expressing your knowledge of the myth. Psychology represents your knowledge of human behavior. Improving this skill increases your chances of understanding the motivations of a person based on his or her behavior or on the analysis of objects. Spot hidden represents your ability to find hidden objects. Improving this skill increases your chance of finding hidden objects. An undiscovered object will not appear in-game. Investigation represents your investigating talents. Improving this skill increases your chances of understanding past events by analyzing a crime scene or an object, and of picking locks. Alright, so I've read a lot of stuff about the skill tree and how the events in the game and the endings can be determined by what you go with. And it won't be like... It's not a full-on RPG as far as how the experience is going to work. So pretty much, I guess it's more like Deus Ex than Witcher or something like that. Oh, I guess Witcher the same way. But you can have limited points to put into whatever you want. So you pretty much got to decide early in the game what you think is more important to get through the investigation. Generally, I feel like eloquence and investigative knowledge are going to be really good with stuff like that. I think it's bizarre that these already have skills in them. Maybe I'll lose this stuff. Like a lot of RPGs or a lot of games where you have skills and armor and weapons, like you start out OP or whatever, and then you get it all taken away from you. But this is strange. I don't know. Wait a minute. Mental trauma, nightmares. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War, where he took part in the Maus Argonne offensive. I don't know what that... I can't pronounce that. He is one of the few survivors of the Lost Battalion, American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire. Forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades, without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. Okay, my sanity is stable. I'm confident in my abilities and my Cartesian mind. You conduct your investigation by sticking to the facts, your convictions, and your perception of reality. Your conclusions are logical and reliable. Okay. Didn't realize there were multiple... Okay. Darkwater. I don't have any information yet. My private detective agency, contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. After the Great War, I decided to set up in Boston, where there is no lack of work for guys like me. One small-time case follows the other. Adultery, settled scores, disappearances. There are not actually disappearances. The old office couch is less comfortable than a real bed, and I should probably get rid of these empty bottles, but this place is mine for the moment. Ain't got shit. Clues. Ain't got shit. Inventory. My old letter from the war. That I engraved in memory of the 77th Infantry Division and the men of the Lost Battalion who fell. 10/7/18. So I don't know nearly as much about the First World War as I do about the Second World War, so I don't know what exactly that war was that he was talking about, or that regiment. Okay, why are these even here? Will these people be main characters? I don't know. Well, there we go. I've got my little inventory now. It's not that. Okay, select. Cool. Got some booze. I'm not going to drink. So, generally, I wouldn't care about drinking in a game, because, I mean, I imbibe in real life. But I know there's a Steam achievement for not drinking at all throughout the entire game, so I'm going to try to get that, just for funsies. U.S. is voted dry. Dark times. Alright. Hello.
I wonder why I still take these things.
The doctor prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmares, but for a while now, their effect has been wearing off. Okay, got me some stuff.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed.
I don't know, couch is gonna be pretty comfy. I mean, the couch we have back home is really cozy. It just smells like dogs. Years and years of dogs. Alright, guess I'll move on.
I have business here to attend to.
Okay, I have business here to attend to.
The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage.
I guess he likes bugs. Alright. Shut up. Oh, I guess that's what I had to do. Look at that old-timey phone. What up?
I'm listening.
Are you Edward
Mushy mushy.
private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Okay. I have 8 points. Okay. I think I'll put some into eloquence. And maybe occultism. I feel like in a fucking Lovecraft game, especially within the Cthulhu mythos, that having knowledge of occultism is probably a good idea. I'm a novice. Okay. And then eloquence. Wait, what's psychology? Human behavior, improve skill, knowledge, change, understand the motivated person based on his objects. Picking locks is going to be a good thing, I'm sure. Wait, I'm confused. How do I have 6 points left? Maybe another in occultism? Oh, I see. I'm getting it now. There we go. It's okay. I assumed that every point just moved it up to the next number, so that makes more sense. That'll be more time, you know, to get that taken care of throughout the game now. Okay, so 2 in occultism. I wish each level it told you like how it advanced, you know, like The Witcher or something like that, where it'll say the next level allows you to gain blah 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 percentage of whatever and blah 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 blah. Anyway, spot hidden sounds pretty good too. Yee. And then 1 character point left. Eloquence. Okay. These might be the 4 I stick with. And I shall now validate with what? Start? Yes.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
What are you, my wife?
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
Suck it, lady.
I'm coming.
Oh, that didn't look good.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person
fucking
whom
sick-ass
I hold
painting.
in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or
That
are
was
you
weird.
simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you.
This guy must be fun at parties.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sara Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her
I
husband,
think he's getting burned up in this
Simon, my
game.
grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out
Except...
the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof,
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
It's the next Gwar album.
what am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture.
Look at your stupid picture.
all you've got?
Bolt jerk.
The painting.
God.
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Guess I'm gonna open my journal. Cool.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
A shipping label. Some of it is unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report, it says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sara Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? Press cutting, an article written about the marriage of Sara and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, he carefully pasted everything together so it'll move when I turn it. That's nice of him. So Darkwater is essentially Innsmouth, because they decided not to go to Innsmouth in this game, which is fine because they went there in the last game. Look at you, being all earth-toned and surly. Alright.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sara Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Oh, voice, speech options. So the problem with these kind of things is, like, it's hard to tell which one you this one right here is probably going to be progress to move on through the story. So I think these are safe to select. And this was unlocked probably because of my occult knowledge.
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
Okay. Tell me about her mental fragility.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sara had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
A wasp,
Saw
though.
things.
She'd fucking kill that.
What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
It's far too much work for me, her father, to know about her life.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston.
Baston.
Sara lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the
Ship
secret
off to
regarding my daughter,
Boston.
Mr. Pierce.
Oh.
You must uncover it.
Something's not right with this story.
Her husband was a big deal on the island.
Huge deal.
Police are sticking
Huge.
to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
And it looks like everything's exhausted, so let's move on with... Oh, this is finicky. I don't like it. Can I...
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sara's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Kick some ass for the Lord. I will find out about
The
Warehouse
sender's
36.
label mentions
Oh.
Warehouse 36.
That's right.
And you think your daughter...
That is what go to Dark.
Why isn't that one grayed out?
The sender's label...
That's right.
And you...
That is what go to Dark.
It's weird. I feel like it should be, you know, grayed out like everything else. Bizarre.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Folly!
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sara Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right, I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce.
You're lucky I'm
I
unemployed.
didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
I was really hoping for more New England and Boston accents, I'm not gonna lie. But at least the secretary on the phone had like a Jersey kind of thing going. Sounded like Harley Quinn. It's a fucking sick ass painting, holy shit. Oh god. Let's check our damn notes. Okay. A strange picture painted by Sara Hawkins a short while before her tragic death was sent to her father just after the artist died. He is convinced that she is the sender. He brought me the painting so that I could examine it. Stephen Webster, the wealthy industrialist, came to my office. He wants me to... Am I reading this backwards? He wants me to reopen the Sara Hawkins case, named after his daughter who died in a fire alongside her entire family. So did my files. Interesting how many fires there are lately. I must examine the documents he compiled in order to know more about the case. All that remains is to leave for Darkwater. I'll certainly find something on Darkwater in my bookcase. Okay. I guess... Alright, I'm not going to read all this stuff about these folks. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Alright. Intuitive and visionary artist for some, overpriced and positive for others, Sara Hawkins leaves nobody indifferent. This mysterious and reserved painter offers strange images with violent colors and wild strokes. To the world, if her paintings are... Oh, that was all the same sentence. If her paintings are testimony to her vision of the world, and the world of Sara Hawkins is a portal open to other dimensions. Extract from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private detective. That's me. Why would I read it like that? Right. Okay. Find out about Darkwater. You're a book. Medicine. A dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. His first volume lists all illnesses known in a civilized world. Wow. It's like 7, right, at this point? It details the symptoms and suitable treatments. Well, I guess I took that. Oh, so it helps my medical skill just by reading it, huh? Alright.
I used to be an avid reader.
Alright. Used to be... There we go.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. 14th century. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the wall of long abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coast of Massachusetts. Scary monsters.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
Now the question is if this will be open world and I'll have to make my way there, or if I'll leave my office and just be there. Well, I guess we'll just have to see now, won't we?